You need to find things to get excited for again. Hey, how's it going? If you don't know me, my name's Michael. Michael Oyang. I'm a senior at Brown University, and I run this nonprofit for mental health awareness and suicide prevention called No Empty Seats. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about finding the small joys and fixating those into your schedule and regiment, and how drastically they can really change your mood and make you really look forward to getting up in the morning. So basically, for a little more context, I've ran this nonprofit for about 4 years now, and I started off sharing stories, and making posts about my lessons I've learned about mental health, kind of like this, but on Instagram. And I really enjoyed them. I felt like I was, helping people. I felt like I was getting things off my chest. These kinds of lessons would be like how to ask for help, different resources on mental health, and things about like recommending journaling to people, the importance of therapy. And I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was helping a lot of people, and I would do that about twice a week. And I also used to make a lot of videos, and the series would be called on Instagram called Combating College Anxiety, embarrassing myself to combat college anxiety. And I felt like that stage in my life was one of the most expressive and most unapologetically myself, even though they were really, really stupid. Unapologetically myself at that point in my life. And I did a lot of dumb stuff. I got pantsed in the dining halls. I spilled soup all over myself wearing rollerblades in the dining halls. It was fun. I would do really stupid stuff. I would clean up everything and make sure I wasn't hurting anyone. But that's kind of what I would do. And once I started to amp things up more and make more intensive posts about mental health and share my story more and kind of increase the quality and make bigger videos and bring people in and make bigger events to promote mental health and celebrate everyone and their attempts and their triumphs to put themselves out of their comfort zone. It got really burdensome, actually. And that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know how long this took for me to get there. It was really burdensome because there felt like there was a lot of administrative stuff that took it to get there. For example, if we take the flash mobs, it took hours to make up the dance. It took hours to make the choreo, dozens of hours to recruit, dozens of hours to hold the workshops, dozens of hours to teach everyone, dozens of hours to plan it, to get the costume stuff. And in no way am I complaining. I'm just saying, in growing this brand, it took a lot more work that out of my creative path, and I couldn't spend energy on creating things. Same with the posts. I started to film myself, and I started to film myself, and I started to start making scripts, and I started to think about production stuff, and that stressed me out more too. And I don't want to definitely don't want to come off as like some tortured artist, but I think that's just the reality with growing a business, and then also growing this nonprofit. What I'm trying to get at is there reached a point my junior year last year in college where I just felt like I couldn't enjoy anything anymore, and this had to be because NAS was kind of consuming my life, and the stuff that was consuming my life wasn't even my creative aspects necessarily. I didn't feel like I had any creative outlet, and it was really, really hard for me to get out of bed because I felt like there were so many people and so many things counting on me. So this led to a lot of burnout. This led to a lot of burnout, and it made me realize that I really needed to find the small things that could get me out of bed. And even disregarding NES, I was realizing I needed to find a life outside of the business and the nonprofit, and just really find myself again, and find things to get excited for. Now, this could have been finding belonging in other clubs, like intramural soccer. Shout out my intramural soccer team. Volunteering at the homeless shelter in downtown Prov. Teaching. I found teaching roles that really enjoy me. So those are examples in terms of hobbies where you should be able to find things to get excited for. I found things to get excited for with experiences where I'm going to see my mom and I's favorite comedian for Parents Weekend tomorrow. And I'm really, really excited for that. So I've started to, shell out a little bit more and invest in things that I know will make me feel better, and know I can really, really get excited for, and know that life's worth living until at least until the end of the week, right? Experiences, concerts. You just need to fill in concerts and find those in your schedule. And any performances, going to support your friends' performances and things like that. So those kinds of experiences, being able to go for a hike, scheduling a hike, a walk, anything you just really like, just biking in the woods. And my most important and favorite thing is getting excited to get out of bed through things like food or something like that. And it's so easy to it's, if it only costs like $5 for a breakfast sandwich, even though every day that might stack up, it's totally worth it if you know how much that can change your mood and how much that can get you out of bed. Invest in your favorite cereal. Invest in getting your favorite produce. Invest in something in yourself that will make you feel like you can get excited again. And what I'm trying to get at is these small things can drastically change your mood. They can fully determine how you're going to attack the day, and knowing that you have things lined up, it can make you feel important in a lot of ways. So, small treats to reward yourself for getting through whatever has been going on in your life. Experiences to help you kind of get out of your shell and get out of your head, and enjoy things with people, enjoy functions, shows, performances with people, and then, of course, finding belonging in different hobbies. All of these things can help you find yourself and really get out of your head and just be things in your schedule that you can really get excited for. Now, I think what I also want to say was, this is entirely up to you, in like a not necessarily kind of like the onus is on you, or like this should be like it's your fault. I'm more saying that there's nothing stopping you from being able to make your life better for yourself. I feel like it's so easy for us to feel like we are we need to sacrifice different things in our life for others. Like I need to sacrifice these experiences to save up money, but I think we're forgetting how much that can really change your mental health over long periods of time. If you know that spending time playing soccer would drastically change your mood, because you'll be able to look forward to it, you'll be able to talk to people to it, you'll be able to exercise, you need to make that adjustment. You need to go that extra mile to figure out how I can regiment that in my schedule. If you know that seeing your family every month and maybe going to see shows with them is such a good way for you to get out of your apartment and stop worrying about work and life and existential stuff. You need to you need to you need to find time for that. And what's cool is like, yeah, the world is your oyster. You really can put anything you want that'll make you feel better. And it can be really disorienting. You can feel really lost, like I don't even know what I like. But I think it's also really, really exciting. Like I'm gonna pay the extra money a little bit to be able to have these, let's say, my favorite granola bars for this week. Like my favorite breakfast sandwich. Like you deserve to be able to have these things that you can get excited for. Now, you can do them. Another cool thing to be able to customize your schedules, you can do them at night, where say this workout or this run with a friend can keep you going for the entire night, can keep you going for the entire day, and keep you motivated, and you always have something to look forward to the end of the day. Or it could be even in the morning, where say this breakfast sandwich, like I said, I love breakfast sandwiches, you can't tell. This breakfast sandwich will be enough to get me out of bed. Like no one wants to have, like if it feels like, if it feels like crud for me to be able to get out in bed in the morning, I can totally design my day to give me that extra mile. Like we don't need things to be harder necessarily. Finding things to get excited for makes life so much easier. And it'll help us realize, yeah, it helps me realize I don't need to go through things alone, and things don't have to be always as hard. Things don't always have to be this hard. So yeah, like things that make me excited are hangouts with friends, consistent hangouts with friends, playing basketball, playing sports with friends, having that extra meal, treating myself. You deserve to have that treat. I think I just keep closing my mind off, knowing that this would be better economically, or this would be better um, in terms of like my productivity. But no, we need you're gonna grind yourself so much throughout these couple of years where you might realize, where you'll start realizing you don't enjoy things anymore. So yeah, as for me, what do I enjoy? I enjoy breakfast sandwiches in the mornings. I enjoy chicken finger Friday every Friday with my best friends. I look forward to comedy shows. I've been going to more comedy shows this semester and last semester. Um, just anything that I can look forward to at the end of the month, right? I look forward to getting off-campus food on Thayer Street at Brown. And I forget, I'm not a bad person for getting that once a week. I'm not a bad person for getting that every day if it fits into, what the kind of money I've been making, or whatever I've been making from my job, as long as it fits in that. Like, I deserve to be able to try to enjoy life more than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be on hard mode all the time. And I think what I kind of want to close out with is, this is stuff outside of my life, outside of NES, no empty seats. But the reason I actually make this podcast is because I haven't enjoyed, like I said, making videos. And because I felt like I've been bogged down by the production of it, and I feel like I've been trying to perfect it, and I feel like there's so many administrative duties and things, and scheduling things and organizational stuff, and that's why I make these videos. Actually, I this, like I said, this podcast is one take. Um, I never edit it, and I just realized I wanted to kind of find this format because there are so many things I wanted to preach to the choir about mental health, and I have a list of 50 to 100 things that just whenever I'm driving, going to walk, just thinking about stuff, I write them down. And I felt like I was bogged down by feeling like these things need to be perfect production, or there needs to be something unique and special about each and every video. But I'm forgetting that is stopping me from looking forward to making things again. I haven't looked forward to making things in so long, and every Thursday is when I record these. I do now, because I know how straightforward it is to just turn on the camera, plug in my earbuds, and hold up the microphone and just keep talking. So this, I think what's really important in creating a powerful message is letting the authenticity bleed through and knowing that I'm living the actual life I'm preaching. I've been doing this podcast. This is 4 or 5 weeks in to making a podcast weekly, and I'm looking forward to this because it's sharing my story, and I'm not making things as hard as they need to be. I'm being able to make videos and also share my story, like the two things I was saying with no empty seats. And I'm allowed to enjoy things. This is on my Thursdays. Chicken finger Fridays is on Fridays. Breakfast sandwiches whenever I feel like I need that extra boost. Comedy shows at least like once a month or something. It's so exciting, but also so scary that this is entirely up to you. That you can curate things to get excited for in your life. So yeah. Along with all those things, I'm finding things with no empty seats and to create that I feel like I can get excited for too. Yeah, I'm glad I put this out. Let's see what time it is right now. 18 minutes, not too bad. Yeah, I was feeling foggy this week. Honestly, crappy week, shitty week altogether. I like these recaps at the end of the episode, just talking about life. Because I want to kind of jump into the video rather than kind of introduce myself too much. But I like the recap at the end. It's a nice public video journal kind of thing. Shitty week altogether, feeling like crap, but I'm really proud of myself to be able to go for the run beforehand, sweat it out, get my mind right a little bit, even though I'm a little sleep deprived, and then also talk with Mac. Shout out Mac, my absolute best friend, to get this video out and feel organized. It's kind of cool actually. Just on a piece of paper, every video, and making sure I can hit every point. But yeah, find these things to get excited for. Lean on friends that help you out if you feel like you might be lost and don't know what really fits for you. Yeah, I'm feeling good, and I hope you achieve and experience all the things you ever want in your life. And I hope you manage all stressors and tragedies in your life to the best of your ability that you can at that time. Yeah. Take a couple deep breaths, and then I guess I'll sign off. And there's nice. Hope you can get outside. Have a good weekend.